Toronto FC have hired Bob Bradley to be the new everything. The day after releasing head coach Javier Perez and 2 days after mutually parting ways with GM Ali Curtis, Bob Bradley, the former LAFC head coach, has been hired as the head coach and the director of sporting at Toronto FC. And on top of that, club president Bill Manning said that the GM position will not be being refilled, meaning that Bob Bradley is essentially both the coach and the general manager for this team heading forward. This is a move that doesn't surprise anyone. This was the manager that we wanted. This was the manager that we said made the most sense, and it's the manager that we have ended up signing almost immediately. This was literally a one-day turnaround following the 1.5 month search, which led for Chris Armas. And it's kind of amazing that 1.5 months leads to Chris Armas, but Bob Bradley basically slides in immediately. Bob Bradley, notably Captain Michael Bradley's father, has been in MLS since pretty much the beginning of Major League Soccer. Bradley was the assistant coach of DC United for their first 2 seasons in Major League Soccer before moving in 1997 to become the head coach of expansion side Chicago Fire. He won a MLS Cup and 2 US Open Cups in 5 years at the Fire before in 2002 moving to formerly called New York Metro Stars, now the New York Red Bulls, which he managed for 3 years and also managed his son Michael Bradley for his first season in Major League Soccer way back in the 2005 season. Following that stint at the Metro Stars, he managed Chivas USA for a year and then managed the US national team for 5 years between 2006 and 2011. Following that, he moved to the Egyptian national team, moving overseas, and then he spent a few years bouncing around European clubs, managing in the Norwegian League, managing in France, and most famously managing Swansea City in the English Premier League, becoming the first ever American to manage a Premier League club. Following a disappointing stint with Swansea, he came back to MLS in 2017 to manage new expansion side LAFC, which he has managed since then until the end of the season when he departed the role, now coming to Toronto FC. Famously with LAFC, he won the Supporters Shield in 2019, and then in 2020, we all know, had that famous run to the Champions League finals. So Bob Bradley comes into TFC. He is a guy with a ton of experience. He's a guy that has been in and around MLS and international football for over 2 decades now as a manager, and he's a guy who just knows what it takes to win and knows what has to be done for a team to be successful. And I was saying is, if I want a guy to come in and be someone to turn this team around, someone to rebuild this team, Bob Bradley seems like the guy to do it. Now, of course, with Bob Bradley being here, it means that Michael Bradley's obviously going to be sticking around for the time being, but I think that there'll be an understanding there. It's more of an understanding with his dad, and it's just more of a connection between the players and the management if Bob Bradley is managing and Michael Bradley is the captain. And you can already tell the room in TFC really likes Michael Bradley, so there's no reason why they won't now also like Bob. And with him being the sporting director with no general manager on top of him being the coach, this now is 100% Bob Bradley's Toronto FC. This is a team that needs a rebuild, and Bob Bradley has the golden opportunity here to both rebuild Toronto FC with the players he wants to, and then coach those players the way he wants to. This is 100% in Bob Bradley's hands right now, and honestly, I'm confident in his abilities to do it. I think that if there is a guy in Major League Soccer who I would trust having basically full control over a rebuild, it is Bob Bradley. He has multiple MLS Coach of the Year awards. He's won MLS Cup. He's won the Supporters Shield. He's almost won the Champions League. He's won the US Open Cup. He's won the Gold Cup. He's been a runner-up in the Confederations Cup. He's a guy who has won everything you can win in MLS, bar the Champions League, and he almost won that. So he's a guy that I think is the perfect man for this job, and I cannot wait to see how this team develops and how this team looks and changes its look over the offseason with Bob Bradley taking the reins. So that is it for this video. As always, if you like to hit like, if you want to see more of my stuff, hit subscribe, follow me on Twitter, link is down below in the description, and I will see you next time.